Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel. Today again I'm going to bring you a very important tip, a very important lesson on this very good mobile game, Best Club Manager. First of all, I would like to thank all of you who watched my previous video, which was about making a good base rating for your team, how to make a good and big base rating for your team. So if you didn't watch, please go watch so that you can learn how to make a good rating for your team. So thank you for those who watched, thank you for those who subscribed and those who liked. So today we are going to talk about another thing. Today we are going to talk about development type. There are actually 4 development types in this game. So let me select my scout list so that I can show you. I've already pre-selected these different types of development, but if you wonder how I did, you just go to filter, then you may choose from the list of players you have the different development types. You can see there's different development types. The development types are defined by the icon after the edge, so you can see there's green, there's purple, there's blue, and there's gold with the atom icon. So these are the different types of development. We have 4 different types of development. We have the early development, which is identified by the green icon. We have the late development, which is identified by the purple icon, and we have the regular development, which is identified by the blue icon, and we have the genius development, which is identified by the gold shiny icon. So what are these development? What do they mean? Let us start with early development. As the words itself says, early development. If you open the players sheet and you scroll to the left twice, you'll go to the development sheet. Now this development sheet shows you the players overall rating and the players age. So it shows a graph which determines the development of a player as he progressed, as he ages. So for early development, you can see in this graph we have a light blue region. This light blue region shows the period of time where the player is at his peak level, at most advanced level of his career, where he is most active. Okay, so for a early development player, if you observe here, this down here are ages. We have 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. In between each one here ages. So if you observe, you'll find that the early development player starts to be at his peak from the age of 26 to the age of 28. If you count these small lines down here, from the age of 26, the age of 28. After that, the players start to decrease. So you can find that the early development player grows very quickly at small age, and declines also quickly. I mean, at early ages, at only 29, he already starts to go down. So this is early development. Now let us look at the late development. You'll see the difference here. An early development player, so if you open again this sheet and we go to the development sheet, now you can see the difference even without explaining, but let me show you. If you look again at this light blue area here, you will find that this late development player is a player who ages slowly. I mean, no, develops slowly. Sorry, develops very slowly. So he meets his peak at a very, very late age. As you can see here the light blue area is from age of 30 to age of 32. So you find that a late development player grows very slowly, and reaches his peak at the age of 30 and remains constant at that peak for 2 years until age of 32. After that, the player started to decrease. So we have seen that a development player start at his peak at the age of 26 and end at the age of 28, while the late development player start at the age of 30 and end at the age of 32. Okay, let me see again the regular player. Regular players, when I go to this development sheet, you'll find that this one reaches his peak at the age of 28 to the age of 30. From the age of 28 to the age of 30. Now, if you observe closely, if you have observed closely, you find that early development players start at the age of 26 to the age of 28. Then the regular player starts at the age of 28 to 30, and the late development player start at the age of 30 to 32. So early development player starts meet his peak at early age. Regular meet his peak at a normal age 28 to 30, and late development player meet his peak at 30 to 32, very late. So let us look at the last before we enter on how to use them. Let us look at the genius development player. If you come to observe at this development sheet of a genius player, you see he has a very big range of peak. He starts his peak at a very early age of 26 and ends his peak at a very late age of 32. Now, a genius development player is a combination of all the other three developments. If you look here closely, early development player develops meet his peaks at the age of 26 to 28, regular from 28 to 30, and late from 30 to 32, and genius meets from 26 to 32. That means the combination of all the other three developments. Okay, now that we have known this, let us see what is the difference. Let us see the difference from other players. When you let us take an example of 22-year-old players. Yeah, we have early development, late development, and regular. You'll see that, and the average rating of a normal 22 years old ranges from 85 to 84 to 86 That is the normal range: 82, 82, 83, 86, and so on and so on. But if you come to the same age but a late player, you'll find that the rating decreases. Okay, you find that the rating, that means the player develops very slowly. So at the age of 22, he has a little rating, a small rating compared to the regular players. Or when we come to look at the early development of the same age, you'll find that, for example, here Kimmich has the age of 22, he has 88 rating. Firmino has 90. So you find that the same age but the rating is higher. That means the development is a bit quicker. It went really quick. Another example, let us look at a genius player. We have one genius. Okay, here is our genius player. So let us look at the range of the age of 20 players at the age of 20. You see that we have the rating of 78, 78, 80, 84 for the goalkeeper. That's a bit high. Yeah, but look at the genius player. Genius player has 86. That means he is very powerful. He's a strong. He's both he developed very quickly, and he's a bit powerful than the rest from the same age. So how do we induct these players? We have different development types. How do we use them in the same team? So this is very simple. We have let me distinct them again. We have early development, we have late development, we have regular, and we have this genius. So how do we induct them in the same team? The aim here is for all the players to reach at the peak level at the same time. At peak level at the same time. And we have observed that apart from genius, all the other three have different peak level, completely different peak level. Now, how do we do this? Now, we should take reference from a regular developed player. Let's take a regular developed player. When we go to his development sheet, we want now to induct a team which will start its peak at the age of 28 and end at the age of 30. How do we do this? Now, for instance, if you have a player with late development, this player you will have to induct him 2 years early before the regular player, which means now when the regular player is at 28, the late development player will be at the age of 30. So they both start peak at the same time. And when you have early development player, this one is inducted 2 years late than the regular player. How does that fit? When the player the regular player is at 28 years old, the early player will be at 26 years old. That means they will both start peak at the same time. So to make it clear one more time, the late development player start 2 years late than the regular, while the early development player start 2 years late than the regular development player. While the genius player now, it's upon your decision. You may start at the same age with 30 years, with regular development, or 2 years late, or 2 years before, 2 years early. So for the genius, it's your own choice, but for late, it's 2 years earlier, while for early development, it's 2 years late. So that's a little bit about the development of players. So choose wisely, and that is how you will induct a player in your team. Make sure you observe the development type, don't just um, induct. Thank you for listening. Please leave a comment, please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and like our video. Thank you.